right, Mark. One of my possible upsets of the week here. Burnley at home to Chelsea. Surging Burnley, if you will, even though they lost their last match and drew their previous match. But sort of not quite a whole new look Burnley, but a Burnley with some bite, I would say. And I would put Chelsea just to destroy them, except that Luton Town against a full Chelsea squad with Lukaku, Mason Mount,
Reece James
is back.
That's
He's going into my FPL side.
Huge lift for Chelsea.
So how do they give up 2 goals twice? Over the top, the second goal.
You know, I there's always an issue.
Saul was even playing.
There's been an issue with Chelsea's defense since they lost Chilwell. That's no big secret.
But that's weird. Chilwell's more of a forward playing. I wouldn't.
I'm just saying.
You're right. You're right.
If you were reading the recipe and it says 1 cup of flour and 2 eggs, that's what that's what it is. Ever since Chilwell went down, they've been giving up goals. They've been drawing matches. They have not been the powerhouse. Now, is that coincidence? It very well could be. But I think there's something a little more to it.
Yeah. What do you think about Burnley recently, though?
Have you been watching Burnley?
I have.
Weghorst. If you haven't watched Burnley, you're like, I don't care about that tin pot team, whatever. You have to watch them just to see this guy because he is enormous.
He's so big.
I saw this still of it was Burnley Brighton, and it's him in the background, and he's chasing after Cucurella, and there's like a foot difference in size.
And Cucurella has a foot of hair too.
Exactly. It is like watching it's like Jack running from the giant, man. But he's fluid and he moves so well. He should be
so much more awkward.
And he has elevated Burnley. When Burnley lost Chris Wood, and we were like, what's going to happen here? What's going to happen? Well, this is what's happened, and this guy's good.
This is going to turn into the best piece of business.
To watch.
The best piece of business in the Premier League was Burnley getting $25 million for Chris Wood, who's done fuck all. He's been a foil.
He's been a foil, absolutely.
He's been a foil, but he's got nothing to show for it so far. Weghorst
he's got a few.
Has more goals than Chris Wood this season.
3.
But he's been in on assists.
And they've been smashers.
Yeah.
It's like he's going to pop the ball.
Yeah. So I'll be interested to see, because every time I watch Burnley play, I'm always shocked that they finish every match with 10 men. Come to find out, they're one of the 11 men. No, I'm shocked that they don't end up with 10 men.
They are an extremely physical team, and that's one of the reasons why I love watching them so much.
I heard that they're like one of the least carded teams in the league.
How? I have often said,
if
this is your style and this is what you're known for, you can get away with it in the league, good or bad.
So we'll see.
Good or bad.
So we'll see if the league protects Chelsea a little bit and protects their investments a little bit, because some rough tackles in the last match. Rough tackles going in the that was Leicester. Yeah. Rough tackles going in there, but we'll see. I do expect Chelsea to win, but for the love of the Premier League and for the love of football, and because I think Arsenal can catch Chelsea, I see this as a draw. I see this as dropped points for Chelsea. Do I see it 1-0? No, I'm going to say 0-0. 0-0. I don't think Burnley have what it takes to score on Chelsea, but I don't, because they'll be so focused on keeping Chelsea out.
Right.
And the key right now is to let Lukaku shoot. Just give him the ball, let him shoot, because the fucker can't score to save his life.
Well, didn't he have one against Luton?
Yeah.
I didn't see it, so I'm not really sure.
Against Luton Town.
You know, here's where we're at. You know, we got a fairly competitive top 4. We have, if you want to call it a competition, the relegation, to stay out of relegation. That battle is heating up. It's 5-6 deep. you know, and Burnley hasn't quite gotten out of the woods, so they have that incentive. The season is shortening, and finally we have one in the bottom, Leeds, that have replaced their manager, and so we're going to see yet another style change in that bottom area. You know, it could go either way, but I got to agree with you. I think this is going to be a draw. I'm going to up it, and I'm going to go 1-1.
See that, yeah. Must win for both teams?
I think at this point, whatever you're competing for, if you're competing to stay in the league, if you're competing for top 4, if you're competing for Europe, it's March. Every match right now, if you have a goal, your team has a goal on where they're going to be, where they're going to compete to, every match plays right now. Every match.
I'd say must win for Chelsea. Would love to get a point for Burnley.
Of course.
Because Burnley, this can't be a must win. They're not expected to win. They're not expected to even get a point. So I think for them, that's why they'll lock it down. And that's why I went with the 0-0, is because I think they are going to try and lock it down, because a point against Chelsea is gold down there. Mm-hmm. It's gold down there.
Yeah,
it's like we were saying with the whole Leeds United, my God, disaster class. You're not expected to beat those teams. You're expected to beat fucking
totally.
Newcastle, all those teams.
Yeah, I totally see what you're saying. You know, I see, you know, Chelsea's defense hasn't been that great. They give up a goal or two, and they're also very talented squad, filled with finesse. With the exception of Rudiger, not a lot of aggression, not a lot of physicality.
They're going to have to break them down.
And top to bottom, Burnley is built for physical. You think Mason Mount is going to be like to be knocked on his ass by Ben Mee?
No.
You know, I'm Mason Mount, motherfucker.
And they're going to have to find a way to break them down.
And that's how I see Burnley get the goal.
The matches that Burnley lost to Leicester because they went at them. They thought they could go at them. And for a while they could. Mm-hmm. They just didn't get much. And then they got Vardy.
I think you can go at Chelsea.
I don't think that's how they get anything.
I think you can do it in spurts. You can catch them, and you're like, all right, we've got
the
them
long
back.
ball over the top to Weghorst. He has a nice touch for
horse, because he's as big as one.
He's as tall as a horse.
He's fucking huge.
All right, what do you guys think? Put it in the comments. Who do you think will win? Burnley, Leicester? Who's right? Mark, me, Burnley or Leicester? Burnley, Chelsea?
We both said draws. Who's right?
Yeah. Well, 1-1, 0-0. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you on the next one. Catch us for happy hour tonight. Well, that's it for today's show. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel where we have all the different episodes that are coming out all week long, covering all sorts of Premier League topics.
And if you enjoy what we're doing, don't forget to share, like, subscribe, the Holy Trinity that we ask each and every one of you to do.
And go to onthestoopwithlolo.com. You can check out what we're up to, and you can join in the discussion groups, talk football all week long, and buy some cool merchandise.
And if you want to be a part of the Stoop crew, you can join us Friday nights, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern time here in the States.
It's midnight in the UK.
Sometime across the pond, sometime for our friends out on the West Coast. And join us for happy hour. We have a lot of fun talking about just about anything, and we have wonderful trivia questions at the end.
Banter and trivia, Friday nights live. Join us in the comments. All right, peace from Brooklyn, y'all.